Hello?
Mary Catherine, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I was beginning to wonder what's going on.
Well, it's cell phone system time, you know.
Oh my goodness. Well, I heard somebody hang up, and I thought, well, what's going on here?
That was me. I had to hang up and redial in.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, is Brother Jim with us tonight?
He will be shortly.
He will be shortly. Yeah. Well, when you coming up here?
I am up here.
Oh, you up here now?
Yeah.
Well, how come you ain't called me? I didn't have the
kids.
kids.
I have been busy. That's just one of those things I have to, making sure it was recording, you know.
Yeah. We had a encounter Sunday night.
Did you?
Yeah, sure did.
Well, tell me a little bit about it.
Well, I had no girlfriend I hadn't seen in 40-plus years, so I'm telling her how old I am. When we were young teenagers, her sister used to take us roller skating every weekend. And
down on 69?
No,
Over in Alberta?
Alberta, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, well, after a while we kind of separated and stuff like that, we didn't get mad at one another. She just kind of went her way and I got pulled another way, and we were still friends.
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen her but maybe one time, a long, long, long time ago.
Yeah.
And that was when I was with my little ones or something. I don't know. It was just for about 5 seconds or something, and we spoke. And so she and I became friends on Facebook, and she knew that I was into Bigfoot and stuff like that. Well, she's been in our group, and she's been real quiet. And she's got 2 grandsons. Well, she called me the other day, and she said, "Hey, I want to come and visit you." I said, "Well, come on, I'd love to see you." She says, "I really do. I want to come see you. I hadn't seen you in years." I said, "I hadn't seen you either." She said, "Come on." And so she called Sunday evening, and she says, "We'll be up there about 5:30. And says, my son and his friends coming with me. So I said, I'm ready, come on. And, I had my dress on, and I had my flip-flops. I took my heels off and stuff and was walking around with my flip-flops, and they come pulling up.
You take them heels off when you get home.
I sure do, especially up these steps. You don't want to fall on them. But anyway, she told me that they had, before she come, that these boys had been hearing things back over here in Tuscaloosa, in between 49 and 69.
Oh, yeah.
And I know they've had some reports over on Bone Camp Road and some other places in Tuscaloosa. I don't know where at. I think you just put up another one. I'm not quite sure where that is either. But so what happened was that she began to tell me a little bit about it, and I said, well, come on. So when they drove up, it's getting dusty dark. It was about 5:30. I mean, it was still daylight, and Lord have mercy, it just felt so comfortable. I mean, it's like we had never been apart for 40 years. We just picked it up where we dropped it off, when we last saw one another.
Yeah.
And those boys wanted to hear about, what had been happening around here. And so I began to tell them, specific things and stuff. And I said, come on. And I said, I'm going to take you. And it was getting dusty dark by then. And got out into this field.
Uh-huh.
And
time to help.
Yeah. on the side of the house, or on the side of the house, and by the past the chicken house.
Oh, and, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, and it's where that it's the first time me and somebody's ever tried to gift, and to be honest with you, they haven't touched it, so I don't think they like my gifts. But
if they don't know what it is, they're not gonna bother you.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. But anyway, we got now this like I said, it was getting dusty dark, so we walked through the field, got on the edge of the woods, and I said, now right out here's where I have a lot of vocals and stuff, and so we started walking back behind the field, and then we got over there to a place that when we was on a camp out that something threw something at us, all a group, and we just immediately turned around and started going the other way, and I know why now, because of and I told them, I said, I took them back there close to where I had found those nests, and I said, it's right there. And I was telling them about the baby crying back there, and I was telling them about, the one coming through the yard screaming and yelling, and I was able to capture it and stuff, and I said it was running back toward, back behind the house and stuff. And I turned around and I said, well, I'll tell you what, let's do this. And they said, well, what? I said, y'all want to make some help? And those guys, they were in their 20s, maybe early 20s. And they said, I said, I'll start off. So I mimicked one of the yells, like I did today, and you saw it pop its head up.
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, and I said, I turned around to her son's friend. I said, y'all make a yell, and the friend, he said, okay. And he said, I've been up here before. I know these places, and I've been here, and I've heard things, and I've seen things. He was really into it. And
very enthusiastic.
Yes, and very Christian and all, and very polite, and he's very spiritual too. But anyway, so he cups his hand around his mouth, and man, he aced it. It could have been a little bit deeper, but he aced it. And about that time, we heard something back there in the holler, and there was no coyotes. No, not one. We heard it go, real high, holler, real long. It was way back, back over there in the killing zone.
Was it high pitched?
Sort of.
Like a child, maybe?
No. Mm-mm.
Or a female? I'm not talking about a child like a child,
no.
Human child. I'm talking about a child like a Bigfoot child.
It did have sort of a high pitch, but there was others that came in later. And, they've been known to watch this place. And they all said, "Do y'all hear that?" I said, "Yeah, I told you." I said, "Now, I'm going to tell you something. If I tell y'all to start running, y'all better hear me, because I'm going to hightail in the house, and I'm not going to stay behind and drag you back." I said, y'all on your own.
Yeah.
So her son, he made out a yell. Oh, we got another response. It was in a different location. Mm-hmm. And then they let out another one. Then we heard another one in a different location, back in there.
So was it like they were almost surrounding you?
At the end it did. But anyway, each time I made the whoops,
Uh-huh.
And we done moved away from the nest, and we was going back behind at the far end, closer to the gitches. And I said, I tell you what, they were making it, the sounds, and I said, hey, why don't y'all do some wood knocks? So I said, here's your stick, here's your good one. I went over there, and they was like, pow, pow, And I said, that's good. Do it again. And they went, pow, pow. And we kept hearing it come. Well, I was hearing it coming through the woods. It was getting closer and closer, the sounds. It was some movement out there in the woods. So we got in this one place, and we was making some more whoops. And I got my friend, I hadn't seen her for years, get her to do one. She was doing this, the yoo-hoo, and just all this acting silly. But hey, even she was getting responses. But anyway, we were coming back, and it was getting dark by then. And they one time he picked up a stick and he hit that thing, and it just echoed down the holler. And we stood there at the gifting spot, and all of a sudden we were standing there talking, and we heard Annette heard an airplane. Yeah. And the boy said, "No, don't you hear that, Mom? Don't you hear that?" I said, Listen. Do you not hear that grunt?" And about that time, he went, right there on the other side of the wood line, very, very, very close to us. And they were sitting there listening, and then we started hearing stuff further down, and it sounded like it was coming from all the way, just about all the way around us, just noises, like movement and stuff. And so we was coming up through the field, and they stopped. One more, they was going to knock on that oak tree out in the field. And the boy pitched the stick he had and was going to get another stick, and he pitched the stick up toward the wood line. I said, "Boy, don't you do that no more." I said, "Don't you know they're accurate throwers?" I said, "You throw something at them, they just might throw something back." And I said, "I know they could throw better than me." I was, they were here to learn, and I was telling them. And he got up there and he started, knocking on a tree closer, into the field. And so it was dark. I couldn't see my feet. And while I was standing there, I was getting in the ant bed. So we come in and we watched some of the videos that y'all had, and I was telling them, y'all need to listen to what Mr. Jim's saying here. I said, because it's important, about respecting their habitat and stuff like that. And I think it was about the documentary that I did, and y'all put together all those clips, and he spoke about all that at the front. But and then I let them hear the vocalization that you had enhanced and everything, and they were like, "Oh," I said, "Can you hear the roar?" "Yeah, I can hear that roar." And I said, "Have y'all ever heard that?" No, ma'am. But I've heard something close to it, but it's a high pitch. It's higher pitch, but it don't have that roar. I said, what it was, they were mad that night. And then I let them listen to the baby cry. Since it being downloaded on the original was on my computer, it has a different sound.
Oh yeah, it's more audible.
Yes, and and I did it on my cell phone. But anyway, what I was saying.
Hello, we've got another caller. Let's see who this is.
Hey, it's Jim.
Oh, hi Jim. Me and Mary Catherine on the line right now.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Hey there.
Hey, Mr. Jim.
She's telling me about an experience she had this week.
Oh, yes. I'm talking about Sunday night. A friend of mine and her son and his friend came up, and we had we got some great vocalizations. We got pretty close to us.
Okay.
But anyway, what I was telling Dorothy, when I let them hear the audio of that baby crying, yard, and the young boy's been in the woods all his life hunting. One of them had, but both of them had. And I said, now to be honest with me, I said, have you ever heard anything like that in the woods before? They said, no, ma'am. I said, do you think a fox would be brave enough to come in the yard with a German Shepherd and start doing that stuff? No, ma'am. I said, and you know a bobcat, I said, it's not stupid either. And I said, the only way that something happens with my dog, I said, my dog would be okay with a bobcat backed up. And they said,
hello,
you're right.
Paula.
Hey, it's Paula.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Hey, now.
Mary Catherine is telling us about one of her experiences she's had this week.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
okay,
I went on down the line, and I told him, I said, that's the only thing. I said, if it had been a bear down there, I said that that bear wouldn't stop until he followed him up here and killed the dog on the porch, you know.
Oh, yeah, he would.
And I said, a cougar, he wouldn't have had a chance. I said, these cougars up here are bigger than German shepherds. I've seen them with my own eyes. And they were black, too, jet black. And you know, wouldn't have been a wolf or anything. And he said, you're right. And then he said, they were just like, oh, that, you know, this is what they wanted. They wanted to hear it and stuff like that. And so we go back outside and we sit back out on the porch. And they really enjoyed the videos too, and they really got a lot out of them. And I appreciate y'all putting them up, sharing them with everybody. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, we're working on them, and boy, we're I haven't got it loaded yet, but I've got our movie, and it is a movie length. It's an hour-long movie that is breaking the Bigfoot code. It's ready to go on. I'm going to try to get it downloaded tonight, or uploaded rather.
Sounds great. I can't wait. But anyway, we go back outside, Miss Dorothy, and we're sitting out on the porch. And they still, you know, the dogs are up the whole time, you know. Martin was out there, we was just talking and chatting, and there was noises coming from all directions around this house. And I mean, they called them up in my yard, and I thought to myself, well, they left about 10:30, and I thought to myself, well, I just will stay up. I said, I probably have some visitors tonight to see if I'm okay.
I probably did, yeah.
But yeah, we did, but like I said, that you know, they didn't come up. I mean, they was curious. I'm sure what was going on up around here, because Dorothy, that
they're just like us. They're just as curious as we are.
I was telling Miss Dorothy that I let out the first yell, you know, to try to show them what I was hearing. And I asked the young boy, I said, let me hear your yell. And well, he's not a boy, he's a young man. I always call men younger than me boys. But he sits there and I told Miss Dorothy, I said, he aced it. I said, he could have been a little bit deeper, but he aced it. And I said, no sooner than he did, that's when they was back in the woods, just one let out a yell, and it was long. And they still kept doing it, and then they started. I mean, you could hear them in different directions, and each time you could hear them coming closer.
And they will come close too.
Oh yeah, that night they were just about they might have been about 10 feet away from us. So, but the brush was so thick we couldn't see it. But I heard that grunt and go, you know, real long gut, you know. We're no hog. We don't have hogs around here.
Well, Paula, have you had any experiences lately?
No, nothing, of course, as usual.
You haven't been able to get out, have you? It's been too hot.
No, it's been too hot, and I've had car trouble. I've had it worked on, but I don't really trust it to go out too far.
Oh, yeah, I understand that.
So, no, I haven't had anything. It's just been so hot.
It has.
Sure has here.
And after one of the experience of, I'm not going to say names, and you'll understand why, one of our members, I'm beginning to believe that the Bigfoot might actually molt during the hot weather and lose a lot of its hair.
You know,
that would make.
Go ahead.
That would make sense.
Let me tell you something. It's strange you say that, Miss Dorothy, because
sense.
Let me tell you something. It's strange you say that, Miss Dorothy, because I was calling people around here and, that lived over close to a cave that I know a man broke out of prison and hid in that cave for over about 5 years before he turned himself in.
Yeah.
And they didn't know he was there. And I said, I'm going to ask them, do you ever hear anything strange? I said, no. I said, you ever seen anything strange? I was just questioning around. He said, no. He said, yeah, one time I was back there on the creek on them cliffs. And he said, I found a wad of black hair hanging real high in the tree.
Mm-hmm.
The wad of it. Well, not just a few strands, but a wad. And he said it was black. And I thought, yeah. So it's probably so, I would imagine.
Well, how else could they stand to stay in this heat?
Yeah.
Well, don't we as humans, during the summer, we shed our hair, too, a little bit?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Well, I don't think I shed enough. My hair's so thick.
Mine, too.
Yeah.
Well, heck, mine ain't. Especially on top. It's real thin. But
well, I have a theory on some of that, too, and I'm going to try to get me some equipment so I can fix some concoction so that Cameron can try it. So I'll let you try it, too.
All right. Sure will.
As long as it doesn't grow grass on your hair, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But,
can't ever tell, though, can you? Can't ever tell when we are trying something out. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have made contact with somebody who is going to try and get us permission to go in to the center of Zana to do some exploration and studying on the Bigfoot because they have seen it too.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Yeah, I came through there late this afternoon. It was raining and lightning, everything else down through there this afternoon. We had some bad weather, but it just gives you a funny feeling sometimes to come through there and the way it was raining and kind of dark, sort of makes you wonder what's out there.
Well, that's the kind of weather I think they like to get out in.
Yeah, I have had a pretty good luck whenever the weather's bad. Sure have.
Yeah.
Well, you've been with me a bunch of times. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It poured here for a little bit.
Okay, I figured once I was gone it would.
Yeah. Hot though, gosh, it's hot tonight. Yeah. Hot though, gosh, it's hot tonight.
So you said the center of Zana, is Zana a city or a little?
Oh, no. Zana is an old plantation.
Really?
And it goes from Horseshoe Bend to New Site, back over towards, what's that other little town, Jim?
Daviston, and then it's Clay County.
I want to go.
It's like in Alabama, St. Clay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah, well,
all right.
Once we get things set up, we're going to do that. And we actually had another Alabama Bigfoot Society member stop by to see Jim the other day, and I'm thinking that he would be interested in going too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was surprised whenever they came by. Him and his wife. I'm not going to call his name because he might not want his name, over the video. Not video, but phone call.
Because hopefully I'll get this one published.
Okay.
Is there anything? Is there like a building on the property, or is it just empty land?
It's just pretty much forest land. Yeah, but it was an old cotton plantation back pre-Civil War, and some of the old people that I have talked to about it. Of course, most of them's dead now. But when I was trying to find out some information on it, they said, slaves were used down there, and voodoo was a real big thing, and all the people in the community was afraid, the slaves down there that were practicing voodoo, and they supposedly, one of the slaves, or so I have had several older people tell me, was a voodoo priestess. So they had some good voodoo or magic or whatever you want to call it going on down there. And then once you get in there, you can kind of feel it once you get way deep in the woods down to you can feel it down in there. So
do that.
What now?
I said I don't think I want to go with that.
I don't know if I want to feel that or not.
Not unless good Lord tells me I'm going to come out all right.
Well, I'm this way about that.
Huh?
God's in control, and God's more powerful than anything that
I know that.
can do. So
I know
as long
that.
as you know that, you're in good hands.
I know, but I don't go unless I get a release from the good Lord saying it's okay. I pray before I go and do anything. You know that.
I don't like to mess with that stuff.
No, it's interesting. I love historical places and stuff like that because we go to a lot of historical areas when we go on vacation. Places and stuff like that because we go to a lot of historical areas when we go on vacations and stuff like that. But I thought it was a city, but it's Zana is a forest more or less. And
right.
Well. I think I've heard about it before.
Yeah.
Is some kind of story about it somewhere that I know that y'all talked about it, but has it ever been?
It's probably in the history book somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, it probably is. And by the way, when we went to Horseshoe Bend the other day, I noticed something. There's this one area that I've been real drawn to, and I haven't got out of the car and walked up there yet because it's quite a ways. But I keep being drawn to it, and every time I pass it, I have to look at it. And it looks like it's a clearing on the top of the hill, and it's flat. And when we went by there the other day, there were some fresh bent trees up there.
Huh.
So.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Bigfoot sightings down in Zana, a lot of Black Panther. And we had some kind of animal a while back that somebody called me about that he didn't know what it was. He said it was more wolf-like, but it was running on 2 legs. So
like a wolf man.
Yes, similar to that was like what he said. Yeah, that's what he thought. He wanted to know what I thought about it. And I told him, well, I wasn't going to say that there wasn't. A lot of people said that there's not Bigfoot.
Yeah. And the pagans believe in the horned god, and it would look like a goat head with antlers or antenna or whatever you want to call it on it. And it walks on 2 legs.
Talking about horned god, I got a report a few nights ago that of something that's what we think it is down in South Alabama. People are reporting it, and I got some more reports on it a while ago, this afternoon. I haven't been through all of them tonight.
What are they saying it looks like? What are they saying?
Saying that it kind of resembles a person, but it's more a Bigfoot. I mean, it's got the 2 arms and it walks on 2 legs, but it's got a deer's head with horns. So it could be that somebody has called up a horned god. A lot of people now watch this stuff on TV, and they think, well, I can get out and practice Wicca and everything else without knowing what they're doing. And I just wonder if maybe that's what they have called up.
Sounds like it might be a demon.
Well,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to tell you this. Now, I've seen demons, and they're ugly. They have. But I know this one person, my husband, was asking me about that their some of their family was very spiritual and they could see things in different dimensions and stuff like that. And he had listened to this young person, and he was just wondering, you know, had that gift been passed down to that young person?
Yes, it can.
Yeah.
What happens is the creation, I guess, people who are practicing in Wicca, witchcraft, and different spiritual things can create different things because of their beliefs. We all create we create things from what we believe. And
well,
if
and the influence of it.
Evil, that's what you create.
Yeah. Well,
but I do want to say for anybody that is listening that practices Wicca or paganism or any other religion other than what I do, that I'm not condemning you for it. That you have that right to practice whatever you want.
Right.
It's just with any religion, heck, you need to be careful if you don't know what you're doing. You know.
Really.
Because there are forces in the world that we don't know about, or that we may know about, but we don't know how to handle. And whenever it comes to something like calling up demons and then that type of stuff, you need to leave that alone. I mean, that's my opinion.
I ain't calling up demons. I call them to the Lord. But I want to say this. Now, I do know that there's old familiar spirits that hang around people like that, and say if they have children, or if they, or if they have, somebody they married, that old spirit will oppress or even possess the person that they're around.
Oh yeah, they will too. Yeah,
and that's something you need to consider too. I mean, because I've heard tales where this minister here up here, they was family having trouble, and they were having a lot of bad trouble, just arguing and fighting, and they've been happily married and Christian couples, and they finally called this minister to their home, and I know it's real because he's real because what he did here at my house. What happened was he walked in the house, he walked around and everything. He said, "How long y'all had this couch here?" And they said, "Oh, about so and so long." And he said, "And how long have you been having this trouble?" And they go, "Oh." He said, "You brought in whoever owned that before did nothing but what y'all doing now, and there's a familiar spirit. They took it out of the house, and then it stopped." Now, when we built this house, there used to be an old sharecropper's house here, and it burnt down when I was 5 years old. And my grandfather gave me this place when I was 5. It was promised. He didn't give me the deed. But finally, when we built it, before I would even they said we could move in. Well, I wanted this minister that I was telling you about, and I said, "I want you to come, and I want you to bless my home."
It always needs to be blessed when you move somewhere.
And what I was telling you about was he knew nothing about the history of this property. And I was waiting for him to pull out his anointing oil and start anointing the walls and the doors and stuff like that. And he just walked around casually, just talking to me, and he said, "Man, oh man." And then I said, "Well, are you going?" He said, "Yeah, let me have that bottle of anointing oil." I had it on the mantle. He says, "There's only one place of this whole place that I feel the necessity to anoint." And he took that bottle of anointing oil and poured oil on his finger, and he reached up under the chimney, up under the fireplace, up in the chimney, and he anointed it. And I said, "Oh, my." He said, "What?" I said, "You don't know, do you?" He said, "What?" I said, "The house that used to sit here, it was March one day. I was 5 years old, and I said, I saw this woman running down the road saying, 'Help me, help me, help me.' I go run in there, and the house that she was living in here, the wind came down the chimney on a March cold day, blew all the cinders out into the floor, and set this house ablaze, and they lost it." And nobody. So I know this guy was for real. So But praise God. It's blessed. Miss Paula, where you live?
Decatur.
Okay.
She's a long way away.
Yep. Up in North Alabama.
Okay. I've been down in Beltway.
Yeah. Have you heard of any reports from the rest of the people in your group?
No. There, of course, the UFO club I'm in. They're constantly having reports and trying to figure out, what's going on. And they've got a project to put cameras everywhere around the Earth where they can possibly get, pictures of any kind of UFO or something.
Yeah.
They're trying to be. Yeah, they're trying to be real scientific about it. But the guy that's director of it, he doesn't, really get into abductions or that kind of thing. But some of us are more interested in that aspect of it. But I haven't heard of anything.
I am. Yeah.
There's a report that they got, and they can't explain it. It's this UFO came on to a U.S. military base in Puerto Rico, and they got it all on film, and it's real little, and it darts in and out and goes in the water and comes back out of the water, and then it separates into 2 or 3 different things. Oh. And they've got it on radar. They've got pictures of it and infrared and all this, and they're going to publish something about it, but nobody can explain that thing.
Well, let me tell you, you remember these little kid cartoons that they had where all these little flying saucer things would get together and they'd click together and they'd make a great big robot thing.
Mm-hmm.
They got that idea from somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this now, Mr. Jim. When y'all put that video up last week, I clicked on it right after you did it. I don't think you had it up there for very long, and I saw behind that cedar tree something glowing, and I saw movement in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, when you pan to the left, I saw something that looked like a head popped up over some brush.
Yeah, well we've been talking about that.
That's what I saw at one time, and I have been looking for it.
Cedar tree, and then you pan back to the left, and it was not there where I saw it.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was what I told Dorothy to be looking in that particular spot while we were putting it together. I said, whenever I fan to begin with, there's something there, and then whenever I go back, it's gone.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that somebody else saw it too. Yeah, sure am.
Well, I saw it right off, and I had just got new contacts.
Mm-hmm.
But and my eyes had really I went up 4+ on my left eye and 5+ on my right eye, and it was such a dramatic change in the past year. The doctor was really upset, and I was trying out my new contacts, and buddy, I could see even with my little cell phone, no bigger than that. And but what I was going to say was, what happened? Did y'all ever get it back up? What happened to it?
Yeah, I get that back on. There was some kind of little something wrong that they didn't want to play just right, so we downloaded or uploaded, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And it seems to be doing all right now.
Okay.
But it had got to a point to where it would just cut off every time that I played it. So I watched it one time and it cut off, and I watched it again and it played and it cut off about the same place. So we decided there was a little glitch or something in there so we took it off and put it back on, and it seems to be going now. So, but if you have any trouble, holler, let me know, so we can do something else,
Well, it was really wonderful to hear that your eyesight had been improving, and I had commented on that too.
I appreciated that. Yeah, I just saw what you did. I don't know if I answered you back or not, that was right whenever I took it off, so I may not have got to answer you back, but I appreciate you thinking about me.
Yeah.
It gets better, and then it gets worse a day or two, and then it seems like it gets better. And but that's what the doctor told me, that it's going to get worse before it gets better, with all the surgery.
Yeah. Well,
so anyway,
I was real happy that you were able to get up and go when that man called you, because I really feel like you saw something and found something that was very important that day.
Whenever I like I said, I got a little bag that I keep, with camera and a video camera and some binoculars and other things in it that I carry with me. I just grabbed it, and when I looked through the binoculars, I could focus them, and heck, I could see pretty well out through there. So that's what I'm hoping is whenever we get through, that if I get some glasses, which is what the doctors promised, that hey, maybe I can see like I used to again, But that made me feel better looking through the binoculars, and I could actually see something on that other hill over there that looked like it was walking. So, but then it walked behind bushes. But that's what I kept trying to tell about it. Well, you know how it is. Whenever you're seeing something, that's what I kept trying to tell about it. Well, you know how it is. Whenever you're seeing something, you kind of get excited because there's a Bigfoot like on the hill over. That's what I kept trying to tell in the video was where it was. So maybe somebody.
Well, are you talking about up on the hill behind that cedar tree, way up on it? Okay.
Yeah.
Now I didn't see nothing there on the cedar tree, and that was what I was doing.
Right.
I was and then back to look, and it was gone.
That was the main thing right there, because there was a little flash of a light, right there at one point, and hadn't exactly figured out what that is. But I can also hear some popping. Yeah, we got a theory on it. But I could also hear some popping every once in a while, but my camera didn't pick that up, just like a walking that I could hear down in the woods. And then I got to thinking maybe that walking wasn't down in the woods. Maybe it was behind me. Maybe that's where I was hearing it, and that's why the camera didn't pick it up. So I might start watching behind me when I'm out there. The ones liable walk up behind me. Out there.
Well, what we need to do is set up 2 cameras so that it records both ways.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, what kind of camera do you have?
Right now, I just got a little flip camera, just a little cheap camera that I use. But it does a pretty good job, except whenever you zoom in, And
I got a little Vivitar, I think it is the name of mine. But it usually does the flip, but it takes really good pictures.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, can I ask you something, Miss Dorothy?
Uh-huh.
All right. I think we were talking about the other day that y'all been having some bad reports down that way of some real aggressive Bigfoots.
Yeah.
Is they still coming in?
Well, I don't know. Jim, have you had any more reports of that down there?
No, I hadn't had any now for about a week or so. The last thing, one had killed a ram down there that weighed about 150 pounds, and the fence wasn't torn down anywhere, and the gate hadn't been opened, the lock hadn't been broken. So what the guy that I talked to down there, the man that owned it, the only thing that we could figure out was something picked that ram up and walked over about a 5.5 foot fence.
Really?
So that's what I was telling him, that in my opinion, that it had to be a Bigfoot, or I don't even think that 2 men could pick a ram up and.
Well,
I don't even think that 2 men could pick a ram up and.
Try to hit him. Ram is mean. They're horns of the defense.
Yeah. Well, and then right after the first report I got from this guy, I went down there, and of course we hadn't found the ram at that time. The ram was just missing. But then I think it was about 2 or 3 days later, some of his children or cousins or something found where the ram had been killed. Out in the woods. I'm gonna say about a half a mile from the pen that it was in, and they had found a blood spot, where where it had been killed. That ram's head, the rest of the body, the bones, everything was gone. It was just like a bloody spot, but they did find the head. And then I had somebody that I was talking to about it said, well, it could have been people devil worshippers after that ram. But what my opinion was, if it had been devil worshippers or somebody Satanism or something like that, they would have wanted the ram's head. That would have been the main thing, the ram's head with the horns. That would have been the main thing they'd have been after.
Good point. Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this: Did he see any signs of footprints or anything like that?
We didn't find any. We didn't find any tracks, but now there are several bent trees and broken trees down there in that area. Then a few days later, I had a lady catch me in the post office and asked me had I heard about, the ram and some other goats and some other livestock that had gone missing. I told her yeah. And she said she had went somewhere to pick her daughter up, and they had another little girl that they were carrying home. And this was about dark the day before that this lady was telling me. This had been about, I think, 2.5 weeks ago. And she said that there was something ran across the road in front of them, and what they think it was a juvenile Bigfoot. Said it was running on 2 hind feet. Said it wasn't a bear. Said that its legs were long, and said it had its hands up on the side of its head whenever it ran across the road, So that was the last report that I have had down there, though. Was this little Bigfoot, and I asked her about how tall it was, and she says around 4.5 to 5 feet. Said it wasn't that tall, but it was a Bigfoot looking when it ran across the road, and it was almost dark. She said. So when it ran in front of the headlights, they got a pretty good look at it. There's the last I've had.
Do you think if it was a child that it thought if it hid its eyes from the lights that whoever was there couldn't see him?
Could be.
That's what children are.
I don't think they'd be that tall.
If they put their hands over the eyes, they think they're hid. And well, as a matter of fact, I used to have a little dog that would, it was in the house, and sometimes she would, put her feet on the a chair you were sitting in. You could be talking to her or something, and she would put her head down to where you couldn't see her eyes. So I think that's what she was trying to do, was hide, whenever she had done something wrong or whatever. But that's very possible that it could have thought that if it couldn't see you, then you couldn't see it, and it was just going to run across the road in front of that car, to get away. But anyway, that.
We had another incident where something happened.
All right.
We was going down the road the other day and saw something on the side of the road, and slowed down and turned around and looked, and it wasn't there.
Well, Cameron has seen several times when we would go through.
Couldn't make it out. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a little place called Malone, where they used to have the racetrack. You know what I'm talking about, Jim?
Yeah.
He has seen something several times out there.
Well, they have a lot of wood up that way. They have done a lot of logging up that way. So
I think that's causing some problems with the.
Well, like I said, there's been a lot of reports here in Tuscaloosa, but they're doing a lot of logging up here in Tuscaloosa. Are they doing a lot of logging where you're getting those bad reports down there in South Alabama?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's one of the first things that I ask people whenever they send me a report. Is there a lot of logging going on in this area? And I get things like, oh my God, yes, or oh yes, just a lot of logging. So they're undoubtedly cutting a lot down that way too.
Well, maybe when this timber grows back up, maybe in another 50 or 60 years, they'll move on out.
Yep.
I mean, it takes a long time for hardwood to grow back. And,
yeah.
And when they cut a big, section of land and hundreds of acres. They're supposed to reclaim that land and plant it. Gulf States, now they'll do it. And they plant those hybrid pines back, right away. But the people that been cutting around here, they ain't planting nothing.
That's pretty much the way that it is here. Yeah, they just cut it. And that's what I was telling somebody the other day. There was a big section of hardwood forest down through here that had got cut, and that's what I was talking to a guy about. I'm 59 years old now, so I won't never live to see that forest come back. It'll take 100 years for that to come back the way it was. Some of the big oak trees that were in there.
Yeah, I still wish you let me put on that little video thing that you did about the logging. It's just, I know why you won't, because you're afraid there will be some.
I'm afraid that I'll get a lot of flack back from that. Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I get enough. Seems like it. A lot of times, log trucks will get behind me. And as a matter of fact, I had somebody to follow me on in town the other day. There was 4 log trucks behind me. And when I pulled into the post office, this man and his wife pulled in and said, if that had been me, heck, in that car that you were in, said, heck, I would be riding, heck, brand new, and said, heck, I'd have hit my brakes. He said that whenever the log trucks went by him, so they were so close on heck, the one that was right behind me was so close on my bumper. He said that if I had to go to court, if it had been a wreck, that he would have got up in court and said there would not have been enough room between the log truck's bumper and my rear bumper for him to walk between. That's the kind of things that I get around here. I mean, I get constantly chased and followed by log trucks.
Aren't you about 3 vehicles behind?
There was
4 vehicles.
There was 4 log trucks behind me at the same time as I was coming into Wadley. They all passed me at the same time, and they ran a car that was coming down the road completely off the road up in somebody's yard. That's just what I have to put up with by believing in Bigfoot. But anyway, maybe one day they'll take me out, and then that's who they're gonna bother. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Well, if this other person that I've been talking to joins in with us and goes, a lot of that stuff's gonna stop.
Might do it.
Some of their relatives are big wigs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. But it just
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think so. One of the major landowners.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it worries you a lot of times whenever you're going down the road, say 55 or 60 mile an hour, and they're within 2 or 3 feet of your bumper back there. And heck, I have thought about just hitting the brakes just to see what would happen. Yeah. But I'm in a little Toyota car, and they're in a log truck, and they know nothing's going to happen to them.
Oh.
They're going to go over the top of me.
Yeah, let me tell you, in 2002, I was coming up 69 out of Northport, north on 69, and I was right there, right through the 82, 69, and I was coming up through there and just going with the flow of the traffic, doing about 45 miles an hour. This dude in this, I guess you call it a bobcat or whatever the big trucks that pulls trailers.
The bobtail rig.
Yeah, but what?
Trailer, just the truck, the tractor.
It's big as a 8-wheeler, but it's just what they pull the trailers with. But anyway, I was going up there just with the flow of the traffic, and I just told my son, fasten your seatbelt. And I was in a 2000 Crown Victoria, and it was only 2 years old, and it was one of the luxury ones, and I was going down through there, and all of a sudden I hear a blast of a horn, and I looked up in the rearview mirror, and he blasted again as he come into my back seat. It knocked me unconscious, stowed me over into the other lane, and when I come to, I saw a car coming toward us. And I finally slammed on brakes. Nobody else. But, no. He hit me one time, and he pushed me, and then he rammed into me again. And then that's when it knocked me unconscious, and I woke up and somebody coming toward us. And everybody from the federal people, road people, dot, whatever you call this, federal people, came down there and investigated that wreck because the problems with that car they were having, that same day out in Dallas, Texas, they drove Crown Victorias like mine, and they had a default in their gas tank, and and when he got hit, his car exploded, and this shaved my car off all the way up to the back seat, off the frame, and I did have a dent in my tank, but I had my tank full. That's the only thing that saved me. And also, when I was supposed to have this device that if I got rear-ended, that it automatically shut my engine off. It didn't come on, and not only that, none of the airbags came out. Nothing. But it like to kill me. And the police and everybody said, "Now, Mr. Jim, I don't want you to play with them blow-up trucks. Not in that little car," because they told me that me and my son we'd been in a smaller car, we'd been dead. And they
well, see, that's what they ain't know. I mean, that's why they follow me so close. They ain't know that they're gonna go right over the top of me. Then all they've got to do is to radio one of the buddies to come out there with a bulldozer, and they push me on a lowboy, carry me off in the roads, carry me off in the woods, and bury me. And which I wouldn't put that past them at all. You know, I mean, that's just kind of. Yeah. I guess I'm not to say it about loggers, but I don't have a very high opinion of them. But I do think that not only the local law and police, I think Alabama troopers, because you never see one of them on the road here anymore. I think they've been told to leave the log trucks alone. You know,
they have laid them off.
Yeah.
Well, that was the best thing ever done because they just paid them to do nothing. You don't never see one on the road anywhere. That, as a matter of fact, whenever me and you went to Huntsville, we went all the way to Huntsville through Talladega, Gadsden, then on into Huntsville, back through Birmingham, then back home, and never saw one a trooper. As a matter of fact, I don't remember seeing any police car.
Hey,
we saw 2 police cars, but that was because there was a wreck.
Hey. They got undercover cars, and they'll pop you on the interstate every time. But the thing about my car being the Crown Vic, it was identical to an investigator's car here. They catch me doing about 85, 90 going across Lake Tuscaloosa Bridge.
Yeah.
And they'd see me coming, and they'd throw up their finger like, "Hi." And I'd throw up my, "Hi." Keep on trucking. But that thing drove so heavy and so smooth. You didn't know you was going that fast. You just didn't. Yeah. I mean, I had to watch myself because it drove so smooth. I love that car. Huh?
Yep. Yep, it was good. Well, y'all know it's already 9:20, so we need to be kind of wrapping it up a little bit. Mary Catherine, you've had some interesting experiences lately.
Yes, ma'am, I sure have. Mm-hmm. Y'all have too. And,
but just keep documenting it, everything that you can, and anything that you can get photos of or anything, just let us know. We'll get it done. And
I'm hoping. I found out tonight. You know, I told you I had that 18 day and night surveillance outside cameras here.
Yeah.
All right, I told you that that 3 months after we had it, the computer component in it fried. Now, this computer component, that if there was any motion outside, it would start recording, and I could lay in my bed and watch everything going on outside, and it would keep recording. Well, I came in the house this afternoon, and I asked my husband, I said, you know, I paid a lot of money for that to be installed, and you know, I bought it after my daddy died and everything.
Yeah.
That's before I met you, and I was scared to death. I told you that. I was first year after they started showing up. I was scared to death.
Yeah.
Well, it fried, and we called the company we ordered it from and stuff, and they said send the computer, part back, and we'll refund your money. Okay, so that was okay. Well, they did get on there, and they did reorder me another one.
Uh-huh.
And so you remember when you come up here, my son was working with us, and he was doing all the wiring and stuff, and he was good at it. He's good at it. I mean, he can tear down a computer and build one. And well, he got him a good job, and he left. And that was after the new computer part come in. But I didn't think that he had time to hook it all up. So I said, let me ask you about that computer, my cameras and stuff. He says, oh, it's hooked up. I said, yeah. And I said, really? I said, yeah, it's been hooked up the whole time. I said, well, why hadn't you cut it on? And he said, because I don't know how to cut it on. I don't know how to run it. So I'm going to get my son-in-law that programs for all the people around here to come over here and teach me how to run this thing, get it going.
You could probably figure it out.
Yeah, I probably could, but, I want to hurry up. I don't have time to read the book. I'm one of those impatient type of people. But
that's the way I am. I want somebody to tell me how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I put up those 2 brand new game cameras and had brand new batteries. And Mr. Jim, I want to ask you this. Now, I had them game cameras set up, and when they sent light or something, a movement, they would snap the picture. They wouldn't continuously record, and they'd snap pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I had brand new ones and brand new batteries in them, and the batteries only lasted for maybe a little over 5 days. And I only got 8 pictures on one and 9 on the other. Now, what happened?
Oh.
Does those batteries not supposed to last that long, or what?
I would think they were supposed to last longer than that. But
longer than that.
And only had on one and 9 on the other? I mean, what happened to it? Because there was no other blacked out pictures. I mean, it was, and there was one that was in the dark, but what I saw was a possum. I saw, and it was real dark. I think I was made out of possum, but the other ones was when me and my son went out there to check the gifting place to see, if they touched it, or I checked to see how many pictures we had on there. But they were dead. I mean, they died, and they were brand new.
I don't know.
Well, my theory
they ought to lasted longer than that.
You know that when you go around, when you go ghost hunting, that the spirit can drain batteries in just a second. You can have brand new, fresh batteries, and they'll drain them dry in just a second. It doesn't take long. So maybe there's something there that's draining the energy out of the batteries.
Well, I did say the old man out.
Well, now that you say that about the batteries, I carry an extra pack of batteries with me, because it seems like every time that I get out videoing something about Bigfoot, the batteries go dead in the camera. Sure do. I don't know what it is. They have a way
to drain the batteries. That it's something that we can't see.
Could be. Mm-hmm. But I always carry another pack of batteries for that little camera. Well, both of them that I carry, just a regular camera and then the video too. And usually when I'm about half into doing something, or sometimes whenever I just begin, the darn batteries will be dead. Sure will. And it's like you said, they hadn't been in there but just a few days.
Well, they shouldn't be that way. I mean, it shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
should.
And that's. But now I know that I got my surveillance cameras hooked up and the computer hooked up, but I just don't know how to turn it on and get it to operating and stuff. But I can lay in my bed.
I wish I had time to come up and help you with that, but have got a lot of work that I've got to get done. Even though I'm here, my sister has to go to the doctor tomorrow, and then I'm sure she's probably going to go to a funeral. A friend of hers died, had a massive heart attack.
Oh, was that Joey Hill?
Joey Lake.
Yep. That was his daddy just passed away a few months back.
Yeah, and his daughter got married
right next to our
ago.
church, Mr. Laycock and your sister knew him personally, and my husband.
Well, we grew up together. We used to play hide and seek together down here.
Well, his mama, bless her heart, what a loss, and she's not in good health herself. All they did was cross the river. You know that, don't you? Yeah, they crossed the river and they moved back out our church.
I understand that. But yeah, she, he played in the band.
Mm-hmm.
But I got my baby sister to come and stay down here, and so she wasn't worried about my mom. And her and my brother went here and played. And then the next day, he was out cutting grass, and he went in and sat in his recliner, and he just had a massive heart attack and died.
And he wasn't that old. How old?
No, he was probably about 50.
Was he younger than me? I thought he was older than me.
No, he's not. Because he's several years younger than me.
Okay, and we're about the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He was several years younger than me.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, my husband knew him, and he was extremely talented. And my son, but he really thought the world of him. And he always went to Joey's music store here, too.
Yeah, he did. He worked at the music store.
Yeah, and but like I said, his dad just passed away and that's tomorrow. They're viewing tonight because Martin said something about it, and asked, but I've got the children tomorrow. And so I don't think I'll get to go to the funeral, but maybe he can. But listen, how long are you going to be there?
Oh, I have to go home tomorrow night.
Oh, dadgummit. I'm going to make the good Lord twist your arm and make you stay here. See, Mr. Lord,
find somebody to do all this work I got to get done.
Oh, I know. I understand that. Been good, y'all. It really has. Mr. Gentleman, happy to hear your good report.
I've been enjoying talking to everybody. Sure have.
Hey, who all was on the phone tonight? Miss Paula?
It was Paula and Jim and Catherine and me. But we've had a good talk.
Yes, we have.
I think sometimes it does better when you only have just a few where you can discuss things.
Yeah, I just have to listen because nothing ever happens to me.
Well, you
we always
have
have you to be here.
Yeah.
What's the name of your group?
Well, we have a group called Open Inquiries Group, and we meet on the fourth Saturday every month, and we just talk about anything, Bigfoot and ghosts and werewolves and everything we talk about. And then we have a UFO club, and all we're allowed to talk about is UFOs.
Yeah.
Well,
that sounds interesting to me.
I think that werewolf they saw was the Lugaroo that come up from Louisiana down here in South Alabama to get y'all.
Could be. They're seeing a lot of werewolf-type things or wolfmen type things up north.
They call them dog men.
You know what? All this going on about the vampire movies and the werewolves and everything. What do you think they're doing? They're creating.
Huh. I don't know. But they see a lot of those up north.
Yeah, they do.
Well, the werewolf came from, over in Italy or somewhere like that? Or not, what was the name of it? The French. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. France. Okay.
Yeah.
The French went to Canada, and the Canadians came down to Louisiana.
Mhm.
And that's where a lot of
Lugaroo.
Lugaroo, and there's a Rougarou.
Yep.
The Rougarou is Bigfoot, I think. But I watched some of that. Have y'all ever seen that Cajun Justice on TV?
No.
It's a police station down there in the bayous, and they get calls all the time about there's a spirit, some type of spirit here that's braiding my horse's hair, mane and stuff, and the horse be sweaty, and they go out there and they got lights where it's supposed to be, and they're real superstitious, real bad superstitious.
Oh yeah, they're going to.
But the name of it's called Cajun Justice. Look it up on YouTube. You'll enjoy it. One night they saw something, and it looked like, the guy took a picture of it. So
yeah.
But good.
All right. Well, I guess I will talk to y'all later, and we'll try and do this again next month.
Okay.
All right.
Well, if y'all go designing, give me a call. I'll be praying.
All right. We will.
All right. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.